Hi everybody, and welcome to this lesson on deploying our bot that we created in Azure to a channel. So let's go ahead and go back to that food bot that we had created in the previous lesson. So this is the dashboard again, the one I went through last time. So we're going to go ahead on this left hand side, we'll see an option for channels. So these are all of the channels that Microsoft provides automatic integrations with, in terms of click-through integrations where no additional coding or APIs are required for you to integrate this bot with. If you guys see up here, we already have it working and running on web chat, which again it does by default on all bots that are created. Whereas on the bottom here we can see all of the different options we have in terms of bot deployment. So in this lesson we're going to go ahead and take a look at how to deploy them in two different channels. One we'll look at Skype, and next we'll look at Facebook Messenger. So let's go ahead and look at Skype first, because that is the most easiest out of the two in terms of deployment. So we're going to go ahead and select Skype. Once you click on Skype, it automatically configures it for you. So if we go back into our channels, you'll see that as soon as you clicked on Skype, it automatically initiated the connection to Skype. But again, it gives us a warning because we haven't configured anything. We haven't synchronized it with Skype yet. So we're going to go ahead and close this out and go back to our Skype configuration. So a couple of options we have. Again, we can control it on our website. We can control it through messaging. Again, it gives us the option if you want to enable messaging or disable, and same with media cards. You also have the option for enable calling for IVR audio calls and real-time media calls. You can automatically add bots to a group. It's not really recommended to allow bots in a group by default, and again that's why it's disabled by default. But depending on your business case, this might be an option that you could be utilizing. And then finally, a description for publishing, and if your bot has a website, the category of your bot, whether it's business, catalogs, chat, or so on, and then publisher's information in terms of the organization or person's name and email. What languages support should be provided with Skype, privacy statement URLs, and terms of the URL. This is for if you are deploying the bot in a production environment in Skype where it will be used by the masses outside of your organization. If you are deploying it within your organization solely, you will not need to fill out this form and submit for review. This is only done when you're deploying this bot to consumers and to the public. So let's go ahead and take a look a little bit closer at web control. Click on Get Web Code. It automatically takes us to Skype for developers, where we are able to generate a code to embed Skype and this bot on our website. So all we have to do is set the receiver as a bot, and we can add our Microsoft App ID here. You can get your App ID from your Azure dashboard. So if we go back into our dashboard and we go on Settings, all we would need to do is copy this App ID, paste it here, and it automatically generates this code which we can copy and implement on our website if we are going to be utilizing this bot on our website. And additionally, it gives us simple implementation steps on how to implement this on the website. This code is automatically made for us up here, and here you can set the message recipient, set the canvas, and so on. So it's a very simple walkthrough process. If you're going to be embedding this bot on your website, you can customize buttons, chat canvas, or if you have a JavaScript SDK, and so on. But what we want to do is just go ahead and simply test out Skype to see how it's going to look if we were to chat with this bot through our own Skype. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is add my bot, this custom food bot, to my personal Skype and see how the conversation plays out. You guys see now that the Skype is running. It's healthy because we've gone through the configuration. Although we haven't changed any of the default settings, we have gone through it, and now again it is working and running properly. So if you go ahead and click on Skype, it gives us the option to add this bot to our contacts, and since I'm already logged into Skype, I'm going to go ahead and click on Add to Contacts. As you guys can see, it goes through that same order processing that we did in our web chat when we tested it out. It's as simple as that in terms of implementing your bot in Skype. So now let's look at how we can implement it in Facebook Messenger. So we're going to go ahead, go back into our channels and click on Facebook Messenger. One very good thing about Microsoft is that they give you a step-by-step instructions on how to add your bot to Facebook Messenger. So for the first time, I would highly suggest you go through these step by step. It's a very, very simple way and process that they have provided for us. So the first thing we need to do is create a Facebook page. So I'm going to go ahead and log into Facebook and create just a test Facebook page for the purposes of this demonstration. So when I'm creating the page, what I'm going to do is go ahead and click on business and brand, the page name, and as for the category, I will select product service. And I'm going to skip the picture and the cover photo because again, this is just for the purposes of this demonstration. But if this was a real life scenario, obviously you would want to create a full-fledged page with your necessary pictures and your necessary cover photos in order to let the users know what this bot is going to be used for. We have our page created. So after our page is created, next thing we want to do is create a Facebook app. So we're going to go ahead and go to developers.facebook.com. So after I log in, I'm going to go ahead and create a new app. Display name, I'll keep it the same as I did for my bot. Contact email, again, your Facebook email. And this is again the dashboard for Facebook developers. So this is the dashboard for Facebook developers, and Facebook gives us a lot of different options for developing and customizing it in order to use it for our business. But what option that we are concerned with specifically for this is Facebook Messenger, and we can see that here. But before that, what we want to go ahead and do is gather a few pieces of information in terms of our bot. So we're going to go ahead and go up here in the settings, and first we're going to, in the basic setting, what we want to do is copy this app ID and app secret because we will need this. We're going to go ahead and go into the advanced setting, and what we want to do is in the security we want to allow API access to app settings. Make sure this is clicked to yes, and save changes for now. Now we go ahead and go back into our dashboard. So we're going to go ahead and click on add products, and we want to set up Messenger. And here we want to generate a token for our page that we just created, called it that Qasim food bot. And what we want to do is make sure we copy this page access token. Next, we want to enable webhooks. What this basically is going to do is allow us to forward our messages from Facebook Messenger to our bot. And we want to allow messages, the deliveries, postbacks, and options. And again, depending on our business and what we are going to be using this bot in Facebook Messenger for, we can enable all different kinds of messaging. So here we need to put our callback URL and our token for our callback URL, and we get this information from our Azure portal. So we're going to go ahead and go back into our portal, and if we scroll down from when we were in the configure Facebook Messenger page, towards the bottom is where we have our callback URL and our token. So we're going to go ahead and copy this, paste the URL here, and paste the token here. We're going to verify and save. Once it verifies and ensures that the token and URL are correct, it opens up an additional dialog box for us where we are able to select the page that we want to enable the webhooks for. So we're going to go ahead and select that same page that we are creating our bot for. And we're going to go ahead and click on subscribe. Now after this is done, we go ahead and go back into our dashboard. And remember, all of the things I told you that we needed to copy and save are all going to be needed here. Our Facebook app ID, our app secret, our access token, and your Facebook page ID. Now this is gotten from your Facebook page. So we go ahead and go back into Facebook, into the page we just created, and in the About section, if we scroll to the bottom, we have our page ID. So we want to copy this, and we want to paste this here. After all that is done, we're going to go ahead and click on save. Now since that's saved, we're going to go ahead and test it out to see if this is implemented properly. So we go ahead and go back into Facebook. And as you guys can see, I just opened up this chat for the Qasim food bot and within Facebook. Typed in hi, takes me through that same exact option that we did. It asks me the same question: welcome to the simple bot, welcome to the simple sandwich order bot, and it will take me through that same form flow that we created. So that's basically how you integrate it within Facebook. It's a very simple process. There's no additional configuration or programming as such that is required if you are going to be utilizing these bots out of the box. That's going to happen very rarely, whereas for most business cases you will require some customization within your bots. And just keep in mind, until you make the app public and you publish your Facebook page, it will not be available to anybody other than the page admins or the developer roles. I will not be going through that because obviously this was just for the demonstration purposes, but if you will be deploying it into production, those are the last two steps in terms of making the app public and publishing the Facebook page. So thank you for joining me on this lesson. I hope you guys got a good overview of the simplicity that Microsoft has provided for us in terms of deploying your bot in a couple of channels that we looked at, both Skype and Facebook Messenger. If we go back lastly to channels for one last time, we do have multiple channels that Microsoft has provided an out-of-the-box integration for us. So thank you for joining me.